Hey guys, hello, hello. Hey, can you hear me? You guys got your hearing aids in? Hello. Hey, my name's Darren. I am not a YouTuber. I am not a blogger. I am a guy that is 58 years old that has significant hearing loss and am trying to find some hearing aids that work for me, okay? Um, so quickly about me, I am a retired respiratory therapist. So I spent 30 years in the healthcare field. I also, for the last 22 years, have my own company as an audio video integrator. That means I create home theaters, I design audio video systems, surveillance systems, home automation. So I'm very well versed when it comes to electronics. And thirdly, I am also a musician, kind of, sort of. I play keyboards and I sing in a band, and for the last 3 years of my band, I've made everybody switch over to in-ear monitors, which are little monitors. They look like hearing aids if you watch professionals on TV or at a concert and they're wearing what looks like a hearing aid. Those are monitors. That's so they can hear their own voice, they can hear their instrument playing, and then they can hear the rest of the band and kind of isolate everything else out. So I'm used to wearing earbuds for my music. I'm used to wearing in-ear monitors. I'm used to being around hard of hearing and deaf people. Both my parents were deaf. I grew up in a deaf family, so I know sign language. My parents did not have congenital hearing defect. It happened as they were children from a couple different problems. So today I'm excited because number one, I love technology and I hate technology. Number two, I'm so ecstatic to be able to hear my grandchildren clearly. I'm so tired. I've gotten to the point to where, and probably like you will ask somebody, "What'd you say? What?" You'll probably do that twice, and then you're done. You're like, "Yeah, okay." You smile and you walk away, or maybe you ignore them, and you just kind of disconnect that communication. And part of it is because you just don't want to suffer that person through that, like, what, and make them get louder and louder, and I don't have to explain it. So I'm excited about that going away and having a new world open up to me again. Am I deaf? No. Am I close to being deaf? No. I'm just like most men that have an audible loss, somewhere around the 8K or 8,000K. Typically between 4 and 8,000K, which is where a lot of us communicate and talk. So I'm the one that turns the TV up. Now I've got the closed captioning on like my parents had. So I'm missing out on when I get into a large environment, I just get, overstimulated with sounds that I can't understand or really distinguish. So it's becoming a problem. And musically, as a musician, I've abused my ears by listening to loud music. My parents were deaf, so I could play music as loud as I want. I could scream and whatever. But I'm excited today because now I've got two different hearing aids to show you guys. I've already demoed the Evolvs. If you followed any of my posts on this forum before, I have a love-hate relationship with the Starkey Evolv-AI 2400 in-canal hearing aids, or hearables as they like to call them. I struggled with Bluetooth technology, Thrive's app not being very playful with my Android phone. I struggled with mechanical failures. Shortly into my demo, the first week, I had a matrix. They called it a matrix. Audio matrix went bad in my left hearable. So we sent it back to the factory. So during my demo, I was a week without any hearing aids. Got them back, and I continued to have frustrating problems. I was continuously on my app, making adjustments, learning my app, making changes, trying to fix something with my right ear was not right. It got to a point when I would get home, my ear would be sore, and I would just pull it out so I could hear the TV better. And after about the 6th visit to my audiologist, she pulls it out and looks at it. She goes, "Oh my gosh, Darren, your hearing aid is full of earwax. Let me go back in the back and clean it." And I was embarrassed. It's like, I think of myself, I keep my hygiene up. I try. So I'm thinking, earwax? That doesn't make sense. So she came back a moment later and said, "You know what, Darren, that wasn't earwax. They never made a vent hole in your right hearing aid. My left one has a hole in it, but my right one didn't. So my ear couldn't breathe, and then the ambient noises around me couldn't get past my microphone into my ear. So it always got sweaty and I had to pull it out to get comfort. So that was a quality control manufacturing problem. So 3 issues that I had with Starkey. And finally, Starkey, and after multiple calls with Starkey and tech support and 3-way conference calls with my audiologist, Starkey just said, hey, whoa, Darren's had way too much problems. Let's consider these bad. Let's get him a new pair and let's start from scratch. Well, this was right before Christmas, and they tell me this. I'm like, well, listen, this is not a great time. I'm going to go see my grandson for the 2nd time. I'm going to go see my granddaughter for the 3rd time, 600 miles away. And I want to be able to talk to them. I want to hear them. And you're telling me you're going to take these things away that I'm demoing. So I was perturbed. I was pissed, to be honest with you. So I just kind of said, screw it. Just forget it. I'm done. So fast forward to today. I went and saw a new audiologist at a different location, same company, and we started from scratch. Did the whole ear mold. They did actual ear molds. The other place used some, I guess, sonic sonar or laser technology to scan my ear. This one they used the putty, and we ordered the new Evolvs because she said, you kind of like those Evolvs, didn't you? I said, I did when they worked, but they never worked. But other than that, I would like to have them. And she goes, well, let's do this, Darren. Let me order you the Evolv-AI 2400s, and let me introduce you to the Signias. Signia's got a new in-ear or in-canal. It's also rechargeable. It's a little bit larger than the Evolvs, but at least you can try them. I said, great. She goes, I'll order them both. You can try one for a week, come back, and then, you can take the second ones home and try those out. And I go, well, why don't I just take them both home at the same time and do a real live A/B comparison? And she goes, well, I don't want you putting them in for like 10 minutes and then flopping. I said, well, I'm not going to do that. Let me try them for a week or a day. Maybe I'll be watching TV and something's not sounding right with my Evolv. So that gives me the opportunity to be in an environment that's not going to change. Let me go pull that out. Let me go set up my Signia, set those in there and see if that corrects the issue. And am I having a better experience? And she thought, well, that's a great idea, Darren. Let's do that. So she allowed me to bring both sets home. So that's why I'm doing this video, to share that with you. So I'm going to kind of touch upon both of these, and I don't want to take up a lot of time because I hate watching long YouTube videos, and I'm not an exciting guy to watch to begin with. But Evolv-AI 2400s, if you haven't seen them, these are the in-canal and they're rechargeable. Comes with a USB cord so you can charge your charging pack, which is this unit here. Behind here is the wall wart, I call it. It's also a transformer so you can plug your USB cord into it to charge your charger in case you don't have something else to plug it into. I can tell you right off the bat, after looking at Signia and Starkey, that Starkey did it right. Their charger is a charger. You plug it in, you charge it up, it holds a charge for, when I was demoing them the last couple months ago, it would hold a charge easily for 5 days. I could go back. Every night I could stick my hearables on there, my hearing aids, and wouldn't have to worry about plugging this thing in. I could move it around. I could throw it in my truck, take it with me to work. If I thought I was going to have a long day at work and I thought my batteries were going to run out, I could stick it in. No big deal. Super convenient. They were smart that they put the actual cleaning tool inside the charging case, which is great. They use a magnetic contact, so you got your copper contact here. You've got your connection point here. It doesn't screw on. It's just magnetic. So literally, you can just kind of toss it on there, just like that. Green light comes on, it's charging. It's not rocket science. If you have poor dexterity, it's so easy. If you got a little bit of shake or arthritis, or like me, you have some neuropathy in your fingertips, it can't get much easier than that. Okay? So that is the Starkey Evolvs. They also, in large print, put, of course my camera's not going to focus in here right, but right here it shows it's the right side of the hearing aids are the right side. Why is this not focusing? See, I'm not a YouTube guy. So in large print, it tells you this is the right side, so I know which ear this is supposed to go into. Now on on Signia's, theirs is a small letter at the end of the small script of the serial number, so you can't see it. And I've got brand new glasses, and I can read it on the Signia, but it's like I have to hold it up real close and look at it. But you can see this one's got the R already on it, and you can read it real easy. Now, if you can see where that last long bunch digit says 1, on the Signia, it would be an R or an L. I will also let you know that this is just screen printed on here. This is just painted on. So this will wear off after a few weeks. But by then, you will be acclimated to which is right and which is left, and you won't need to read it. I will also tell you something that I've noticed since I had these in November, is they removed a little plastic tab. I called it a pull assist tab, but it was attached to this hearing aid, and it stuck out kind of like a microphone. Not like a microphone, like an antenna. And you could grasp it to pull this out of your ear. They've since removed that. And my audiologist, the original audiologist I had, told me that a lot of people cut that little thing off. You know, after they get used to those being there, they just cut that little piece of plastic off. So either I have a manufactured anomaly where they forgot to put that on, or they've just decided to get rid of it, okay? And so again, if you have limited manual dexterity, that might be an issue for you getting these out of your ear, because they do fit snug and they fit deeper, and they are smaller than the Signia. So let me set these down here for a moment, and let's look at the Signia. So here's the Signia. Let's try and speed this up. This is the charger right next to the Starkey charger. Okay, they look very similar. This looks like an Apple product. This charger will not work unless you have it physically plugged into a power source. It does not hold a charge like Starkey's does. So that's Mark 1 against their charger. So if you take the charger with you, you have to remember to have a charging cord. And if you don't have something to plug it into, you got to make sure you remember to take along your transformer. And unlike Starkey, there's no room inside their charger for anything except your hearing aid. That's all the room you got. This doesn't lift up. It looks like it should kind of lift up, and you should have more room, but it doesn't. So you got room for a hearing aid here, hearing aid there. These little soft cushions keep them from moving around. And unlike the Starkey, where you can just kind of pop it in there, you really kind of have to know which one's right for red and which one's left and how they're going to fit in there properly. So again, another kind of strike against them. But they do give you this extra compact, I guess you call it. It pops open. It's got a fluffy bottom too. So you can put a hearing aid into here. This is where you would store your cleaning materials, your brush. They don't even give you a brush with them, but your filters you could stick in there. But you're limited on what you can carry. So if you want to carry this and your charging unit, then they give you this bag to carry around. That is just too much stuff for me. I just want to hear. I don't want all this stuff. I don't need this stuff. I need a charger, and that's all. I don't need this thing to carry my makeup and lipstick and chapstick in. So this thing I'll never use. That's going to go in here, and I don't need it. So that's a little frustrating. So yes, Starkey wins hands down with their charger compared to Insignia. So let's compare these. This is the Insio A7. All right, it is a large. I'm going to say it's about maybe not quite half the size, but it is significantly smaller. It's significantly larger than the Evolv. Your button is larger, which is nice. These two holes are your microphones. This is your ear port, your ear canal molded, and that's the piece that little white is the plastic piece you replace from time to time. So dexterity-wise, it's easier for me to handle it and hold it and move it around. Between wearing them both, I notice this in my ear because it takes up more space and more skin contact, so I feel it much more than I do the Starkey brethren of it. You can see there is significant differences in size. Let me turn this one upright. Both have the two microphones. I'm sorry about this fading in and out. But yes. So let me show you. I've got them both in my ear right now. The Signia is in my right ear. So let's take a look at that, and hopefully, whoops, let me put this around. See? I could never be a professional YouTuber. So this is it. This is the Signia. It's a little bit larger. As you can tell, it takes up my entire ear. This, to me, looks like what I talked about earlier, being an in-ear monitor for a professional vocalist or a musician. It's larger. Mine's black. I wanted it black because I wanted it to appear as basically a Bluetooth earbud. And maybe people just won't bug me. Maybe they'll think he's just listening to music and that's why he's not answering my questions. So, but no. If they made them in white, I'd get them in white too. But anyhow, so these are larger. I can feel a little bit pressure around my ear canal because I haven't become accustomed to them yet, but they look good. I think they probably protrude a little bit more than the Starkeys do. They fit really good, and I can get a good grasp on it when it comes time to remove it. Let's switch over here to the Starkey version of the Evolv. This is the Starkey one. Much smaller, takes up less room in my ear canal. Not as probably predominant, not quite as noticeable, especially if it was my skin color. You may catch a glare from time to time of the actual copper charging contacts. Since those are exposed, those do need to be kept clean, so you do get a full charge. So that's just one extra thing for maintenance, but that's not a big deal. How I clean those is with the eraser end of a pencil. A clean eraser will you just wipe it on there and it'll clean it right up. So these are smaller. As far as ability to remove them, since that little plastic pull thing's not there anymore, I could just pop them out. You do have to get in there and grab them. I bite my fingernails. That's a nasty habit, I know. But it makes it a little bit more difficult for me to remove. The Signias are larger, so I've got more space to grab it, and it just pops out for me. So that is one thing, I guess, that has an advantage as far as size. But if size was a big concern for me, I would have went with the battery types that go deeper down into my ear canal. So I am perfectly happy with either one of these sizes. The one that's going to win is going to be the one that works the best, and I have to interact with the least. I don't know if my iPad, I cannot show you, unfortunately, I can't show you Signia's application for the fact that it has to be paired to the hearing aids in order for it to work. And I'm sorry, but this is the Thrive app. If you haven't seen it, you can download it and demo it. And you can make this app as easy and as difficult as you want. If you're not an app savvy person, if you still have a VCR and your VCR is still flashing 1208 on it, you probably want most of the stuff on this app turned off. But if you're the guy that has Pandora, Spotify, likes playing with his app, has his lights controlled with his phone, and does everything with their phone, then this is a great app. And there are some great things to this app. Unfortunately, the last time I used this with Android, it had a lot of weaknesses. I'm not going to go into that, but if you search through the forum, you'll find out a lot of problems with it. So I'm hoping that in the last 3 months they've made some significant changes. But with Starkey, you get modes. You get normal, car, audio, custom. So you can change, like if you're down in the TV, watching TV, you can change your equalization to what you like and save it and call it, living room TV, or grandkids are here. So you turn down some of the volumes and you're not blasted out when they're, Grandpa, Grandpa, You can turn that stuff all down if you want to, or just hit mute. And it's got artificial intelligence. And when I say that, it goes in default. It's already set up default when you buy this. So when you have, maybe you like it normal. That's your favorite memory is normal. But when you get into a car and it senses you're moving, it switches to car automatically. And that's a little bit jarring and disturbing to like, whoa, what just happened to my hearing? That's weird. So I learned after about 2 weeks of having the app to turn a lot of that off so it wouldn't do it automatically. If I needed it on, all I had to do is whip out my phone and make those changes. I didn't need it to do it for me automatically. Their app also has the feature, I don't remember exactly what it's called, but if you fall, or fall alert. So if you fall, it will alert someone that they've fallen so that you know that there's a possible fall. It's got some silly stuff in here where it can track your steps, exercise, how much standing you've done. One thing, maybe they took it off, but they had a thing. So the more you walk, you get more points, right? The more you exercise, you get more points. And also, the more you interacted with your Starkey Evolvs, the more points you got, which to me made absolutely no sense. To me, you want to put your hearing aids in and forget them. You don't want to interact with them. You don't want to be constantly changing modes. You don't want to constantly be changing the EQ or the volume. You don't want to be changing any of that. So to me, the more you interact with it, they should be taking points away, or they should be having an alert saying, you need to go check your audiologist. You're having some issues. We see you're struggling. But maybe they've done that. Again, this is on an Apple iPad. I have not used the Apple version of this Android yet. I've always used the Apple version of that app yet. I've only used the Android. So in closing, Starkey, I see right off the bat, it's got a better charger. It's smaller, less moving parts. Signia, larger. Got to have more stuff to carry around with you. Their charger's about twice as heavy also. Other than that, I'm not going to compare how they sound because I haven't tried them yet. So let me try the Signia since they're new. Let me try those for a few days, and then I'll switch back to Thrive and see. First thing I'm going to do is check to see if they've corrected those issues that I've talked to their tech support about, and see if I know they've read my complaints because my audiologist told me, he said, hey, you wrote this letter and didn't you? I said, yes, I did. I said, it's just not me complaining. It's a lot of people that I know on these forums that are complaining. So I'm just trying to be a voice and get these help whoever I can. Coming from healthcare, that's what I do. So we all want to be able to hear, right? We all want to make it simple, make it easy. If you're losing your sight, you're having problems, you just put glasses on. It's no big deal, or contacts. So to me, it shouldn't be that much harder to have some hearing aids, okay? Technology is super fantastic when it works, and it sucks when it doesn't. So let's get it to work, and let's all be happy. And I'll follow up on how things go. If you guys have any specific questions, I'll try and answer them. I'm crazy busy all the time, but I did want to take a significant part of my day out to show you what we have, what Starkey's got, what Signia's got. And to my knowledge, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I know back in November, according to my audiologist, there was only 2 brands that had in-ear or in-canal hearables or hearing aids that were rechargeable. And as far as I know, I do have both those brands, Starkey and Signia. Now, she could have been incorrect because she was wrong about other things, or there could have been some more advancements and other brands have came out. But like I said, importance to me was in-canal, black, and rechargeable. These 2 do it. I just got to see which one's going to work best with my technology, which is my Android phone. And that's it, guys. Sorry to take up so much time. I hope it answered just some of your questions. And that's it. I probably forgot something, but, we'll catch it on the next video. See ya.